Hello and welcome back to the Glimmer Witch. So this is Vicky. Vicky has come in today for a remove and redo. So I've removed all of her previous acrylics and I have put her some new tips on. I've used Tracy Lou's tapered square tips, and this is my attempt at showing how you should do a 3 bead method. I didn't realise until I started going along how hard that actually is for me to do now. So some of it is in a wider view just so you can see how I pick up my acrylic, but yeah, I hadn't realised just how much the way that I did things had changed. So number one, excuse the state of my nails, they're just atrocious. There's no point me doing them now. There's no point doing them this week, so they'll be coming off at some point over the next few days. So I'm applying my dehydrator. So I cleanse the nails with acetone before I apply my tips. I then cleanse them again once the tips are on, and then I apply my dehydrator, because you may touch that nail bed while you're applying the tips. So this will just show you my bead pickup. So into my brush, burp my brush at the bottom, and then I go in and one side, give it a good clean, re-dehydrate as I go, wait for that dehydrator to dry. So burp my brush right into the bottom, and then 1, 2, 3 in, drain it on the back of my piece of paper, and that first bead goes on. Now I've actually done this one a little bit high, but it should go on where the tip joins the nail, and then you just pull the rest of that product down. So that's bead 1. Same process for bead 2. Second bead goes on up there, tap it in round the back, swipe at the side, just tuck it in, let that product fall. You're keeping that finger pointed down, and you just pull the rest. You just pull in the front of that bead because you want that apex there. That's why you've done that bead there. So keeping it nice and straight. I'm using Amor rather than using crystal glass, just because we're doing gel polish over the top. So it's just as easy for me to build the extension with Amor. Drain the back of my bead and then pop that on. So we just tap it in at the sides. Now you will see I haven't quite got the structure that I want on this. The tip's too thin, so I come in with another bead. Does that make me wrong? No, it doesn't. It just means that sometimes it takes a little bit more. Now I do tend to work with smaller beads because I can get neater that way. That's what I choose to do. Yes, I can pick up big beads to do 1 big bead or 2 big beads, but it's not necessary always. So brush goes in, burp the brush, dry one side off, into the powder, 1, 2, 3, onto the paper, 1, 2, 3. So I call this the CJP waltz. Don't know if it works with other products. Have never tried it. So with CJP, the best way to use it is when it's at its most pliable stage. So into your brush, burp your brush on the bottom of the pot, and then you're meant to draw up half one side, turn your brush round, put it into the powder, 1, 2, 3, whether that's a tap or a drag, it's up to you how you do it. So into the dish, off one side, into the powder, 1, 2, 3, hold it, 1, 2, 3, burp it, 1, 2, 3, put it on the nail, 1, 2, 3, then work with it. I don't pay too much attention to doing that now. I just work with it as it comes. I don't think about it. But when you're trying CJP for the first time, just practice picking some beads up doing that, because it works a lot better once it's in its moldable stage. So I'm just adding a little bit more on there. I'm always checking down the barrel of the nail from each side to make sure I've got my apex where I want it. So dehydrator on, let that dry, folding my tissue over because I don't want to be sat in in wet acrylic, wet monomer, as if there's dry monomer, you know what I mean, wet paper. Okay, so that first bead goes on where that join is. Okay, so I'm just going to pat and press it onto that nail. Pat, pat, pull, pat, 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 pat. God, I sound like such a weirdo, don't I? Pat, 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 pat. Pick my second bead up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 onto the nail, and you're meant to wait 1, 2, 3 and then start moving it. The CJP waltz. So that then gives you your cover over your stress point, and then that final bead should come in at your cuticle just below. Tap, 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 swipe, tap, tap, swipe, and then you can mould it round the top. That wasn't a particularly nice bead there. Look, I've got a little bit of a lump. We fix it when we file, it's fine. So in this case, I came back in with another bead. So it's not always 3 beads. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's bloody 7, sometimes it's flipping 1, and then I do a little happy dance because I've done it in 1 bead. But the angle of my brush as it hits that powder dictates how big that bead will be, and you can see that I'm sort of at a 45-degree angle when my brush goes into that powder. So I'm not going to pick up a massive bead. I prefer not to work that way. If I'm encapsulating, I want a bigger bead, and therefore I level my brush down more so it's more level, because then a bigger part of the brush is in that liquid. Hope that makes some sense. So smoothing over that nail. I do like a nice domed look when I do almond nails. So yeah, just putting that on where I need it. Feathering it back. It was very nice of Vicky today to allow me to film this way, because this is a lot slower than I would be working normally. So I think it took me 10 minutes all told to do one hand. So that first bead goes on, and we're just going to tap, tap. We're going to let that acrylic fall. Let gravity do the work for you, then you have less to do. So it's very light touches. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. CJP waltz. You'll all be saying it later, along with, you know, your CJP 1, 2, 3, and then your sidewalls, free edge. You'll be well away. You'll be singing the nail tech song. I've had a couple of moves today. I had a cancellation for Thursday. My 6 p.m. tonight has now moved to Thursday at 5, and I have a client coming in about half an hour for a gel polish who I haven't seen for quite a while, so I managed to get her in last minute instead, but it's just a gel polish, so I probably won't video that one. We'll see. Well, it depends what nail art she has. Yeah, depends. Just thought I'd get this one edited while I'm here. So that first bead, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not even a 1, 2, 3 on that one. It was more of a 1. But you know, who's counting apart from you and me and anybody else who's watching this thinking, what the hell is that woman on about? There we go. So still 94 subscribers. I'm hoping to pick up a couple before I finish Saturday. 100 for Christmas would be perfect. Still haven't received my hand yet, so I'm hoping that's going to be here this week. On a good note, my Christmas shopping is done. I did it all on Amazon and eBay because, you know, who's got time to go out anywhere? So coming in with that third bead. So there's no rush really with CJP. I'm using Amor, like I said. With CJP, there's no rush. The one monomer means A, you don't have to use primer, and B, it keeps moving. While you're touching it, it keeps moving. It sets once you stop. So I have sped up the filing, and I did leave in the little bit where I told her off for having her holding her arm with her other hand, because it was making it so hard to file. So you'll see that in here where I move her arm. Don't you hate it when clients do that? It makes them so stiff and then your fingers hurt. So usual filing routine: sidewalls, free edge, side of the nail, around the cuticle, down the other side, over the barrel of the nail. Once I am happy with the filing, I will then come in with my buffer. You can see how hard I'm filing because the camera's wobbling. So using my CJP buffer to buff that nail all over. I come back a little bit later and file it again because it's too long. So sidewalls, there you go. Moving her arm because she's hugging my towel. So I do that, and then I come back in again and move her arm off her other arm. So I've sped this up. It looks like I'm aggressively filing here. I promise you I am not. I'm actually going quite slow, but I've sped it up 1.8 times. So yeah, just so it wasn't a really long video, it makes it quicker to upload. So once we have filed all of the nails, I will double check. I will go back over them, refine if I need to. Like I said, that pinky finger was too long, so I end up coming back and filing it again. And we then used a lovely gel polish called Heather from Halo. I also used a glittery diamondy one. I can't remember what it's called though, but that's also a Halo gel polish. We then did a the white nail we did with clear acrylic powder. No, white acrylic powder. I apologise. Coconut milk. And we do her sweater nail, but I didn't leave the nail art in on this one. Wow, doesn't that look fast? Wouldn't our life be so much easier this week if we filed that quickly? Anyway, we're coming to the end of the video, so that is my attempt at showing you the right way to do it. It'll be a lot easier once I've got my hand, because I can go into detail then and do little bits and pieces. So I look forward to giving that a go. In the meantime, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for your lovely comments. I am feeling much better. I'm over my little panic about this week now. We're in it. It's too late. Can't get anxious now. And I will be back very, very soon with another video. Please do subscribe if you don't already. I would love to hit that 100 mark for Christmas. And thank you so much for watching my videos and putting up with my craziness. I will be back very soon. Bye bye for now.